The French National Assembly has opened a controversial debate on immigration, which is part of an effort by the government to heed voters' concerns about migration. The government, closely allied to centrist President Emmanuel Macron, is walking a political tightrope under pressure from its own supporters, who are opposed to any measures they view as pandering to the far right. France last year recorded 123,000 asylum requests, an increase of 22% on the previous year. Well, for more, we're joined in the studio by Euronews correspondent Alistair Sanford. Morning to you, Alistair.
Morning, Rosie.
Clearly, this is going to split opinion. Where's the debate come from?
Yes, well, immigration has once again been becoming a major source of debate in French society. If you are in big cities in France, such as Paris or even here in Lyon, you do see occasionally tented cities springing up with lots of people not having proper accommodation, more and more asylum seekers. President Macron wants to make a debate out of this. He gave a big speech last month. He wants to make the issue a key plank of the second part of his 5-year term, and he's urged a rethink on immigration policy. Key supporters in his ruling party say that we shouldn't be afraid of tackling issues such as economic immigration. They've noticed that amongst the asylum applications, quite a large number are coming from countries such as Georgia and Albania, which are seen as safe countries. There's also concern about what are called so-called Dubliners. That's under the EU's Dublin rules, where people are supposed to apply to the first country they enter. In fact, it's said that a lot of people are travelling across other European countries and then applying for asylum in France. So opening the debate in the National Assembly yesterday, the French Prime Minister, Edouard Philippe, we can have a listen to what he said. He said the French asylum system is overburdened.
The French asylum system is saturated today, as if we are experiencing the delayed effects of the crisis of 2015 to 16. The data is clear and undeniable. In 2018, France registered a record 123,000 asylum requests, so an increase of 22% on the previous year, even when at the same time, requests were going down by 10% in the rest of Europe.
So, Alistair, what can we expect next in the debate?
Well, eventually the government wants to make some concrete policy out of this. There's talk, the Prime Minister mentioned quotas not being taboo anymore. He's going to consider that in immigration policy generally, such as the labour market, but not, of course, for asylum seekers or for family members. There could be consequences for the benefits that asylum seekers get, and the government wants to clamp down on abuses in the system. At the same time, it wants just a broad debate about immigration. It still wants to tackle the far right on issues such as Marine Le Pen calling for zero immigration, but it is causing a lot of rancor amongst the ruling centre-right party, and there are warnings not to make this debate hysterical, just to get things in proportion. Of course, the percentage of immigrants in France has only gone up by some 2.5% over the last 40 years.